G'day, everybody. How are we all doing? Today, what I want to be doing is taking a character, a fairly iconic character, and trying to simplify them 5 times. So, we're going to get into it. The character that I've chosen is the fourth Doctor from Doctor Who. I figure it's a fairly iconic character. And I did want to choose a real life character because the first time that I'll be simplifying it will be from the reference photo to the drawing. So this is essentially the first simplification. So yeah, really what I'm doing is as best as I can trying to keep as close to the reference material as possible without, I suppose, ruining the aesthetic. So yeah, this is sort of as realistic as my drawing gets. Yeah, I could work on maybe trying to get things more realistic, but for now I want to try to work on simplifying things. So yeah, the first drawing came out okay, I think. There's definitely improvements that I can already see. Obviously, I always struggle with the hand, so the hand has changed from the reference photo because there was a lot of foreshortening there in the fingers. Foreshortening, I don't usually have a problem with if it's an arm or something, but with fingers, I find it very tricky. I find hands in general very tricky, so that's probably why. But yeah, just blocking in the colors here, and then I'll put some shading in, and we'll be good to move on to the next drawing. So one thing I wanted to do with this one while simplifying was making sure it's recognizable as the character, because I haven't done that. I haven't done the job properly. So what I've done is I've turned it into a silhouette here to see if I can improve the silhouette to make the silhouette more recognizable. So yeah, let's move on to the second drawing. So as you can see, the first thing I'm doing here is trying to make the pose a little bit more dynamic, because when turning the first one into a silhouette, the first thing that I noticed was it wasn't very dynamic, which didn't help recognizing the character. I also wanted to make sure that the scarf is shown a lot more in the silhouette, because that wasn't shown in the original silhouette much at all. And with the fourth Doctor, at least, the silhouette is, the scarf is the defining character trait of this Doctor. That and his hair, I suppose, but otherwise, it's the scarf is the really recognizable thing. So as long as I could get that scarf right and get that showing in the silhouette, I thought that we should have a pretty easy time here with this one. And, with this one, I think this drawing did turn out well. It's not that different than the original, I think. I've just exaggerated some of the proportions and made the pose a little bit more dynamic, exaggerated the hair quite a lot more. And let's look at the silhouettes side by side here. So yeah, as you can see, one is definitely more recognizable as the Doctor than the other, just purely, like I said, because of the scarf. So let's simplify this one again. So yeah, just got the previous one here as the reference, and starting off with the body shape. I quite liked that sort of dynamic body torso that I had there. Playing around with the hand again, because I always struggle with the hands. So I really wanted to get the hand to a simple pose that I could recreate pretty easily, because I didn't want to struggle with it each time, and simplifying it is what this one is all about. For some reason, he's got shorter. I don't know what that's about. In the process of simplifying it, I've made the proportions shorter. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. The scarf is in a different position again. I guess it's flapping about in the wind. But yeah, the scarf, it doesn't need to be in exactly the same pose each time to be recognizable, as long as it's visible in the silhouette, I think. So yeah, again, just blocking the colors. I've gotten rid of the lines in between the lines on the scarf, so it's just blocked color there. Just one of the process of simplifying it, and the head shape is much more simple. I think the head itself, it's getting to the point where it could be anybody's face, but it's really just the hair and the clothing that's really identifying him at the moment. Again, silhouette side by side, I think that they're both very recognizable. So yeah, this third simplification, or this third drawing that I've done of him, is probably my favorite one. Moving on from here, it does get more and more cartoony, but I think that they're all still good. But I think the third one, or the middle one here, is the is my favorite, because yeah, like I said, they get more and more cartoony, and less and less, I suppose, like the Doctor. But like I said, the features of the scarf, the hair, and the coat, they really do sell that it is the character that it's meant to be. So yeah, this is where we've got to now. And once again, we'll just put the silhouettes side by side. So with this one, I think that the third one again is more recognizable. The scarf is still there, but it's not as prominent, I think. But yeah, we're going to simplify this one more time, see if I can make the silhouette a little bit better with it, possibly. So the eyes are now just reduced to dots, because in terms of the face, simplifying the face is getting harder and harder, because I think it was sort of at its best, like I said, on the third iteration. And then, the fourth iteration there that I've done is still pretty simple. So yeah, eyes are dots. Again, he's shorter. His legs are much shorter. I think that I probably could have done better with those legs, actually. One looks thicker than the other, looking back at it now. But yeah, let's have a look at each silhouette and see the differences. I think the silhouette is better, just slightly, just because the scarf is more prominent. But yeah, that's where we're at. We've simplified it 5 times. We'll just go back through and have a look at each one. Yeah, like I said, I think this one is my favorite. It's not too detailed, not too cartoony. I think it's the perfect mix. And then these ones just get more and more detailed. I think the second one looks probably less like the Doctor, just because of the proportions are bigger, but it hasn't quite gone cartoony enough to make it sellable. But yeah, I think that I've done a pretty good job with each one. What do you guys think? Which one's your favorite? You already know mine. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like this video, because it helps a lot. And if you haven't already, do subscribe. Thank you very much. See you guys in the next video.